Hello, hello. Okay. Yay, I'm live. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Hope everyone's having a good evening or afternoon. I'm hoping Susan Higgs gets on because we're doing something Italian. Okay. So who's ready? Are you struggling, with that perfect stress-free breakfast that, you have company coming or you have the grandchildren over or friends are stopping by and you need something, And I think I have it for you. I've been working on it. I've been tweaking it, and I made a batch, a dish. Oh gosh, I can't remember what day it was. Was it Sunday or Monday? I'm not sure. Anyway, they loved it, and so, ladies, I tweaked it again. So, hello, in case you don't know who I am and you're new, I am Footy coming to you live with our weekly cup of kindness. And this is my new mug. My water's boiling for my tea because I forgot to do that. So I inspire women to tap into their creative, fun-loving, playful selves, to relieve the stress from everyday life. And I'm diffusing holiday joy. That's the one we talked about last week. I just love how it smells in my house. So anyway, this easy panettone recipe is kid-friendly. And if you have a grandchild or, maybe you still have kids, this is just so easy for you to do with them. If I had a grandchild that lived close to me, I would definitely have them help me make this breakfast dish. Perfect for Christmas Eve, ready for your family's Christmas morning breakfast. So easy. I'm going to post this recipe in our VIP group. So if you haven't joined and you want to join, contact me and I will help you get you started. And let's see, out of my glasses. So there are two ways to prepare this recipe. So one, you can mix everything in a large bowl and then refrigerate it overnight and then put it in a sprayed 8x8 glass or ceramic baking dish. Or you can spray an 8x8 foil pan. And that's what I do. So this recipe, because we are using the whole box, the whole cake, the bread. It's funny, I never called it a cake, and then I read that people do call it a cake, but only the Italians. So anyway, I prepare my casserole using just one of those throwaway foil pans. And the reason I do that is if you place, everything in a greased glass or ceramic dish, and you put it in your fridge, and then you place it in your hot oven the next day, you will most likely have a shattered oven dish in your oven. And I don't know about you, but I don't need another mess to clean up, right? So honestly, this is the best way. It's, go to the dollar store, buy those little foil pans, especially if you are making breakfast treats for your family and friends. And then you don't have to worry about not getting your pan back, right? How they get lost. I know my kids were always keeping my stuff. So yeah, So you can that's easy. And you can just put a foil top on, and it's a great dish to pass as well. So, what did I want to say? So I did make one using the Panettone bread filled with raisins. So when you go to the grocery store or you go to any specialty store, you have to pay attention to what the picture is. Because the first time I did this, I wanted raisins and I had the plain, which I was fine with because I prefer the plain. But I was taking it to my friend's house and I wanted the raisins. So pay attention to, that it's raisins or it's plain. I'm going to move that over here. So that's a biggie. And so tonight I'm going to do the plain, and then we're going to add blueberries and raspberries. So I love any type of berries. I like them black, red, blue, purple. They are healthy. They are yummy. I eat them, I freeze mine, and then at night that'll be my snack if I feel that I need, a little something. So what you want to do is you want to grab your veggie strainer and give your berries a good wash. Next, squirt a little On Guard soap and wash and rinse the berries. I lay them out on paper towels to dry. So while they dry, then this is when you'll want to dice your bread. So I'm just going to place the berries over here. Okay, so bread. I prefer the Panettone bread. This is a sweet Italian bread, if you don't know what it is, that comes in a variety of flavors. I mean, like I said, you can find it in raisins, you can find it laced in chocolate, even tiramisu. I know, tiramisu, I couldn't believe it. But for this, you don't want to use anything like that. And it smells so Christmassy right out of the package. It is so yummy. So since this bread is already sweet, you won't have to use much sugar as you would using like French bread. That's what you see mostly. People use French bread. So have a little history lesson here, ladies. Panettone bread. And like I said, I think Americans like to call it cake because, it looks like a cake and you slice it as a cake. But when you're slicing it, you'll see that it's bread. See that? Yeah, it's really cool. So it goes way back to 1839. It's in the Italian dictionary. So the legend has it that this nobleman named Ugetto fell in love with the daughter of a not so successful bakery. And unfortunately, his family did not want him to marry the baker's daughter because, they were poor. So the story goes that he disguised himself to take a job at this failing bakery where he also brought in butter and sugar to add to the bread mix, right? So cool. So the sweet bread became so popular that this feat helped the Italian bakery get back on its feet. And his lovely girlfriend loved this treat. And to keep her happy, he did something very special and unique by adding candied fruits and raisins to the dough every Christmas. How lovely. Isn't that the cutest? So and then the happy ending is his family finally permitted the couple to marry. So as Paul Harvey would say, how he used to say, and now you know the rest of the story. So yeah, isn't that neat? I love finding stories about what we're doing. So slice and dice. So, okay, so you want to take your loaf of bread and It comes in, it's circular, it's round, and it's traditional to be in this circular form. Let me see. Can you see that? Okay. And then it has this large dome at the top. It's a high dome. So you want to slice the sections like you're slicing a cake. And then you want to dice them up into large chunks. And that's what I've done here. Okay. And it fills this. Monica Clark, I love these bowls. I love my bowls. So, so you want to use like glass or a metal bowl for this. Hello, Linda Nelson. Oh my gosh, she was so sweet. She helped me this evening. I was having trouble on how to invite people without having to type everybody's name, because that's so time consuming. So remember one thing, never cut across. Don't cut. See how the dome is? Don't cut that off. You want to cut it like a cake because it's considered bad luck. So remember, slice it like a cake. And I think that's where people say panettone cake instead of panettone bread. Okay, so the ingredients. Oh my goodness, I forgot the milk. So I use coconut milk. I use coconut milk with the water blend. And I better go get the eggs. And get my eggs. Okay, so then in another bowl, make sure it's glass or metal. You want to add all your ingredients together. So we're going to add 6 eggs. Yep, I have 6 eggs right in here. Yay! And oops. Now some recipes will actually call for 8 eggs. It really depends on, I don't know. I didn't see the reason to add 8. I thought 6 was fine. But like I said, I've been experimenting, so you may want to try, to experiment a little bit, especially when it comes to the oils. You'll want to, I can smell the cinnamon. Smells so yummy. So let me see. I did 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and then we're going to whisk this together. My husband saves those egg cartons. I guess somebody here collects them. I think they put golf balls in them or something. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that's what they do. All right, so I'm just going to take a fork and I'm just going to stir this up. And oddly enough, when you put the 6 eggs in, it comes to just a little over a cup, which is perfect because you're going to add a cup of your coconut milk. So what I do is I go past the 2 because I allow that, for the eggs. And then I whisk. Now I've already added my Madagascar Vanilla and the cinnamon oil and the wild orange. Okay, so Madagascar Vanilla. Okay, ladies, it's really good. I ordered it when it first came out because I knew I would like it. Let's see. So anyway, you can add this oil to your tea or coffee. Yeah, I didn't know this, but Madagascar Vanilla is a perennial climbing vine. It comes from the orchid family and it grows up to 75 feet. I believe that's what it was, 75 feet. And it displays these little yellow white flowers. It's so pretty. I would love to have that in my yard. I have to look it up to see if it would grow in this area. And then your wild orange, um, diffusing this oil while you're preparing, for company's arrival. It could help uplift your mood and everyone else's. And this is especially if you are feeling, like you're lacking energy, and you know how it is in the late afternoon or early evening. You know how at Thanksgiving, after you eat that big turkey dinner. Yeah. So if you diffuse the wild orange, that'll uplift everybody. Um, so then, what was I going to say? Because the wild orange, it's also good, like it just to purify the air. Okay. So it just increases energy. It just gives you that upbeat, nice. It's just a lovely smell. I love it. It's like one of my go-tos. Um, so yeah. So cinnamon oil. Okay. Cinnamon. The smell of certain essential oils and holiday comfort foods, can bring these wonderful memories from our past, and can also help, relieve stress and make you feel good by decreasing that anxiety that you're feeling, like you feel overwhelmed because you have to do so much. So it's a little comfort food to soothe your soul. That's what I like to say. So cinnamon is one of those feel good essential oils. It always gives that warm feeling of Christmas. And my memory goes directly to cinnamon rolls and pumpkin pie. But did you know cinnamon helps stimulate your brain by aiding in regulating your blood sugar? So you've heard me talk about how I'll put cinnamon, frankincense, ginger, and lemon. I was just looking at my oils there. Um, I'll put that in my tea sometimes, or I'll just drink that straight, which I'm going to do that now because I poured the water and I never put the tea back. So, yeah, so you could start off, just do one drop, especially with the ginger. Ginger is really strong. And just put a drop into your hot water. Don't reverse that because it doesn't really like to play with hot water. Um, I always put frankincense. Okay, what did I do with my ginger? Oh, here it is. I always put frankincense under my tongue. I put a drop under my tongue. I'm used to the taste. Some people say, "Oh my gosh, Footy, that's disgusting." I love it. I love it. So I'm used to it. And then I'll just stir that. And then, yeah. And then I'll drink that right down. And it's great. It's also great, like if you have a sore throat or you feel like you're getting sick. So ginger is a really good one, for blood sugar. Okay, so now I've got my bread all cut up. Okay, I've got my berries. I am going to add, I've got my 6 eggs, my cup of milk, the coconut milk. I have my cinnamon. Did I put the wild orange? I think I did. I think I did that already. Yeah. The only thing I didn't do is the nutmeg. So you want like a teaspoon, and I just eyeball it, right? I just eyeball it. And then some cinnamon, salt. You always have to put salt in everything, right? Okay. Now the only thing I'm going to do is I'm pouring this into this bowl from my measuring cup. And the reason I'm doing that is because I am going to add a cup of sugar. Now I use stevia in the raw sugar. You can use regular sugar if you want, but this is what I do. Okay, and then once I have this mixed, I'm going to add my berries. Okay. So I do a cup of raspberries and a cup of blueberries. All right, and then let me put this right here. And get my, now because I'm using the foil, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spray. And because I have such a big batch, I am doing two 8x10s, two 8x8s. Making a little pile of mess here. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I am going to add my bread, and I'm just dropping my bread right in. I'm just layering it right up. So much fun. Hubby asked me, he said, "Is that for us?" I said, "Yeah." So I've been making stuff for, you know how I've been helping my neighbor George. His wife came home today, for people that have been asking about him, and thank you for that. That's so sweet of you. She's on kidney dialysis now. I don't know for how long. I mean, probably forever. She's 86. And uh-oh, what happened? I heard something drop. I don't know what that was out there. So anyway, it's been very stressful for the family. They've been going to the hospital every single day. They don't live here, but now they're moving in. God bless them. So they're moving in with their dad. I don't know what, I just heard a crash. I don't know what that crash was. Okay, so it'll look like this. Yay! And the bread is kind of sticky because it's very buttery. And I meant to look earlier because the reason I smell rum, but I don't see where there's rum in here. It must be the vanilla. But yeah, see, there's butter in it. Yeah, so I don't know. I smell, it smells like rum. It smells yummy. And here's that bag of stevia in the raw that I buy. And on the back, it'll tell you the conversion. And so it's the same. 1 cup of regular sugar is 1 cup of this one. Very light, but you don't need to use a lot. That's the best thing about it. You don't have to use a lot of it. Okay. And then all you're going to do is pour this over. I wonder if I can, let me see. I don't know. Oh, yeah, I can. Didn't even think to do that, right? So I'm going to go as if I'm a left-handed person. And so you're just going to pour this right over. And they tell you, I see what's happening. The berries don't want to come out. Yummy. I love the berries. I just love the berries. You know, I was thinking you could do apples. Wouldn't that be just, oh, it just sounds like that would be so yummy. I could see pears. I eat probably 3 to 4 times a week. I eat a red pear. I love red pears. But I could see, oh, you're okay, Debbie. So I could see like pears and blueberries, or I could see, what was the other one? There was something else that I was thinking of today, but apples, you know, oh, apples, you know, with the cinnamon. Now, I don't know, Debbie, you probably could tell us um, whether or not that On Guard would be a good choice. I don't know, because sometimes that um, clove comes through, and I'm not a fan of biting down on anything clove. So I'm just spreading my berries down a little bit. But yeah, isn't this great? So I think I have more berries on one than the other, but that's the way it came out. But that's all right. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. All right. And then what you're going to do is you're going to sprinkle brown sugar all over the top. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Now I gave up sugar and flour. I haven't really been once in a while I'll have something. What did I have the other day? Oh, peanut brittle. Oh my god. I got into the peanut brittle. So, what is it? Day 94. So 90 days I didn't have any sugar and flour. And I got into the peanut brittle and I couldn't stop. I kept coming into the kitchen and I'd open it up and I'd sneak a little piece. It was so good. And so what I have found is sugar really bothers my back. That's the one thing I learned, from Molly Perry. What you do is it's like 42 days. Is that right, Debbie? That you give up certain things. You don't give up everything. People think you do, but you don't. And then after the 42 days, you start to introduce things back. And what happens is you find out what triggers certain things. So it might interfere with your sleep, or like for me, my back would get really itchy and sore. And I kind of thought it was food related, but I wasn't sure. And sure enough, oh yeah, yesterday my back was itchy. It was driving me crazy. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do little dabs of Kerrygold butter. So of course, this has sugar. So I'm only going to be able to have a little bit of this. You don't have to give up everything. And I know that I'm probably going to have some type of reaction, and I can live with that. So far, if I do, like, say I have a piece of bread, it doesn't seem to bother me unless I have overdo it. Pasta is one thing that really, yeah, gives me a hard time. But anyway, it's all good. I know what I was going to say. It hasn't interfered with losing weight, so I might gain a pound, but it's not like before. Oh my gosh, I would gain like um, 5 pounds, for crying out loud. But I've been really good. Okay, so then after you do your dabs of butter, so now see, I have two here. Isn't this great? So I will put foil on top, and then this will go into the fridge overnight. Let me see. What was I going to ask you? Oh, so what was I going to say to you about that? I was going to tell you something. So tomorrow morning, you have one more sweet touch, okay? You've added your brown sugar, and don't laugh at me, ladies, because we don't have maple syrup in the house, but I found this in the cupboard. It's from Cracker Barrel. When we were traveling up to Nashville and Illinois, we stopped at Cracker Barrel to eat breakfast, and so then they give you these little bottles, and I said, I'm going to bring them home because maybe when the grandkids come, I'll have syrup. So there's my little bottle of syrup. I thought I had my New York syrup, but I must have given it to the kids. So anyway, so that's what you're going to want. You're going to want to drizzle, some maple syrup, and take it to that next level after it's cooked. So when you get up in the morning, what you're going to do is you're going to, while you're drinking your cup of morning tea or coffee, preheat the oven to 350. Okay. And then, and like I said, depending on if you decide to put the bread mixture in a bowl overnight, you'll want to spray, an 8x8 baking pan in the morning and pour the mixture into that greased baking dish. Otherwise, do what I did, grab the foil baking sheet, you know, you just pull it out of the fridge and then you're good to go. So that'll be so easy. Isn't this easy? I mean, really, it's so stinking easy. And you could have the kids, like, one could be cutting the bread, you know what I mean? And somebody else could be cracking the eggs and mixing the eggs. So Debbie, I could see your daughter getting right into this. She would make it. I'm almost positive. Let's see. What did you say? I'm not sure. I would not use much. Christy loves those little bottles. I know, they're so stinking cute, right? The other thing I do, I thought I had a couple. When I go to Olive Garden, I always take the pink sugar packets, because I have a friend that everywhere she goes, and even if she comes here, that's all she wants is that pink sugar. It's not pink sugar, but the wrapper is for her tea. And the funny thing is, I don't have any sugar here, so I get those. So this time, I don't know how long I've been collecting them, but I'm putting them in her gift bag as confetti. She'll have enough pink sugar, forever. See, because we don't, I mean, I could give her this, but that would be a no-no. I mean, she just wouldn't do that. But anyway. So, okay, ladies, if you have any questions, just, type, in the comments and ask me, and I'll be able to help you. It's so much fun making these. And like I said, you can make them and pass them, give them to your neighbors or your family. Um, and it just makes a really fast, easy little go type thing. So footy notes. So Debbie Troop and I are planning to we're in the talking stages of doing the oils of the Bible. I thought, Linda, you would love this. We're working on the dates. So we haven't, she's traveling. And so we're trying to figure it out between now and before January 6th. That's what we're doing. So I will let you know, and I will post the links for cinnamon bark, wild orange, and Madagascar vanilla, and the holiday joy. And if you think of anything else that you need a link for, just let me know. And if you are interested in joining our VIP group, just shoot me an email and I'll explain how to do that. All right. Oh my gosh, ladies, this was so much fun. I'm so glad you got on. Sounds interesting. Oh, how long do you bake it for? Oh, good question. About 45 minutes. Now, if you notice that it's starting to burn at the top, just take foil and make a tent. That's all you have to do. But I haven't had any issues with that at all. All right. Okay. I can't think of anything else. I love you all. Thank you for joining me this evening. And hey, don't forget to spread kindness throughout your day. Bye.